It's been a while, I know. And I also know that a lot has happened that I not necessarily missed, but just didn't get a chance to comment on. But don't worry, I will catch you up, because I know there is plenty of stuff we need to make fun of together. Disney keeps being woke, feminists going wild, Victoria's Secret show being back and ditching the progressive narrative. Who could see that coming? But it is election week and we have to speak about it. As a European, you could ask, but it's happening in America. You don't even vote. You're somewhere on the tiny island of Cyprus watching from afar. Well, yeah, physically we are far from the USA, but culturally, mentally, and politically, we're also very far. But let's say we're not. Maturing is realizing that the political situation of other countries can and surely will impact the country you live in. And now let me say it in a more human language. America, if you f this up, we're all f up. I've covered some USA politics on my channel. I enjoyed doing an occasional reaction video on Joe Biden stand-ups. But what's happening right now is beyond my wildest dreams. First of all, only in America there would be a connection between elections and P Diddy white parties. And for those who have been living under a rock, quick explanation here. P Diddy was arrested for alleged charges on minors and young women and men. Those were supposed to happen after hours at his white parties, where a lot of celebrities appeared, of course. There is an emerging list of celebrities who allegedly are involved and are being accused of doing very bad things alongside Diddy. At those parties, there are now over 100 victims that came out and are accusing multiple celebrities of horrific things. It's not like we didn't know this was happening, but for some reason, no one ever got punished for it. Because these elites, those celebrities, are allegedly, again, protected by the politicians, lawmakers, high-rank society people. So the names that we hear often mentioned as being involved with Diddy's case, and by involved, I mean basically doing whatever he was accused of, or being there when he was allegedly, always allegedly committing the despicable acts are Beyonce, Jay-Z, Leonardo Di Caprio, Jennifer Lopez, Oprah Winfrey, Usher, Kim Kardashian, Kanye West, Ekhem, Will Smith, Naomi Campbell, even Eminem. Basically, all the celebrities you know from early 2000s are somehow involved. Allegedly. They either saw something or participated. It's all effed up. And now guess which celebrities are publicly endorsing Kamala Harris in the upcoming election. Tony Hinchcliffe made a joke about it at one of Trump's rallies. Here it is.
The other side's got a lot of crazy endorsements. Swift, Eminem, Leo DiCaprio, Beyonce. Every day the Democratic Party looks more and more like a P Diddy party. Oh.
So obviously the narrative here is that the Liberal Party covers up for the secret Hollywood PDF file ring. That's why all these celebrities endorse anyone who runs for president on the left, because if Trump gets to the office, he might, and I believe he will, start cleaning this whole mess up. People could be exposed for the monsters they are and actually punished for what they've done. We know that the riches of the world usually stay free no matter how much evidence there is against them, because of their connections, because of who else is involved. But if you have a president who doesn't care about money, because he has plenty of it, he doesn't care about fame, his own image, all he cares about is exposing the truth and making things right, well then the guilty party would do anything for him not to win.
Eminem, Beyonce, who never performed, by the way. That's just another deceptive tactic by the left to bring in non-organic supporters. Usher, Leo DiCaprio, or in other words, the Diddy guest list. They all came out to support Harris. Leo still talking about climate change while he's using a private jet and buying mansions by the ocean. At least take the bus. The day the world will stop looking up to Hollywood and musicians for answers or entertainment is the day that our collective consciousness will finally start to rise.
These unnatural disasters were caused by climate change. Donald Trump continues to deny the facts. That's why I'm voting for Kamala Harris.
Who's the person that's #1 on that invitation list?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Well, are they saving environment together now? So I tried to put myself in the shoes of an average American and imagine that I have to cast a vote in a few days. I have to decide who will run my country. Do I listen to Beyonce, Eminem, Leonardo DiCaprio, their non-existing arguments pro-Harris? Or do I consider actual political achievements of both candidates to make an informed decision? Tough one. Do I jump to Eminem's horrific diss track about Trump to help me make my decision?
Racism's the only thing he's fantastic for. Because that's how he gets his rocks off and he's orange.
You know what's missing on this track? The sound of sneakers. What is this garbage? Let's focus on Eminem for a minute here actually, because the fact that he stood there and endorsed Kamala had his own fans shooketh. Look at this and wear your cringe protective goggles.
I think it's important to use your voice, so I'm encouraging everybody to get out and vote, please.
I am disappointed because every time he speaks, I wait for him to rhyme. And I thought maybe he would, anyway.
I also think that people shouldn't be afraid to express their opinions. And I don't think anyone wants an America where people are worried about retribution or what people will do if you make your opinion known.
I don't know, it just tiki slim shady. And then what happens is Obama comes out and hugs him.
I gotta say, you know, I have done a lot of rallies, so I don't usually get nervous. But I was feeling some kind of way following Eminem. I mean, I notice my palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, vomit on my sweater already, mom's spaghetti. I'm nervous, but on the surface.
So we got Obama rapping and Eminem didn't rap. It's disappointing. Anyway, someone said, Eminem is not on the Diddy list. He's actually been trying to expose Diddy for decades. And another person commented, he actually is on the list. Elon bought the Diddy tapes for millions and Elon on camera said Eminem was at the parties. Ooh. I can't believe all this is happening for a woman who has never answered a question in her life. I swear, America, you are the most unserious country on the planet. Obviously, there are more comments on that video. Diddy said, you better publicly endorse Kamala or else I'll release pictures of you and the real GOAT. Such a shame. I have been an Eminem fan for 30 years, but I know a sellout when I see one. It's sad when you realize your favorite artist was an industry plant and you never knew until they showed their flowers. And this one, the amount of cringe is amazing. I know. Fortunately, we got some new music hits out of this unfortunate situation. Here it is.
I'm sorry, they, them. I never meant to hurt you. Put your pride flags high, tin walls. It's coming out the closet.
This looks like a job for me. I don't care about the economy. It don't matter who wins the presidency.
I'm not afraid. I'm holding hands with illegal aliens and the pregnant man.
We're losing. We're stupid.
Two idiots going around me outside, round me outside, round me outside.
Thank you, Tom MacDonald. Eminem can now retire. But not before I bring you this clip from the early 2000s when it's Donald Trump himself endorsing Eminem. Because back then, before Eminem's sellout journey, their views actually aligned, apparently.
Donald Trump is telling you right now, Slim Shady is a winner. He's got brains, he's got guts, and he's got Donald Trump's vote.
Does it happen to you as well that when you hear Slim Shady, it's supposed to be followed by please stand up? Anything else just sounds wrong. So obviously something happened along the way with Eminem that made him flip, made him switch to the other side. Some might argue that he used to be liberal as well, that he was liberal always, but this is what I say. Today's Republicans are more of a 20-year-ago liberals. Does it make sense? It makes sense in my head. Let me know. But anyway, like I said, something happened with Eminem, and it might have had something to do with this headline from Irish Star. Elon Musk makes wild Eminem P Diddy allegation after Kamala Harris rally. So it's something that already was mentioned in the comment a minute ago. Elon Musk has launched a scathing attack on Eminem after the rapper publicly endorsed US Vice President Kamala Harris in the 2024 election, introducing her at a campaign rally. Elon Musk provocatively posted beneath a news piece on the event, Yet another Diddy party participant. And it's weird because if you ever listen to Eminem, you know that he dissed P Diddy on his tracks on multiple occasions. So this might or might not be a stretch. But people say that Elon Musk has got some interesting tapes from Diddy's parties, so he might know more than the rest of us and could have seen more celebrities that haven't been officially named yet. All this is allegedly, okay? Who knows? However, there is one track at the end of this on Machine Gun Kelly when he says that he actually loves P Diddy, okay? I'm not going to try and rap it. I'm not going to try and repeat it. But he says, I'm joking. I actually love you, P Diddy. So...
Oh, and I'm just playing, Diddy. You know I love you.
Who knows? But in the craziness of it all, this photo popped up all of a sudden. Well, maybe not popped up. It has been in a circulation for a while. But it's brought up again. This is Eminem with the young, supposedly underage at the time, Rachel Chandler. Who is that, you may ask? Well, her name appears a lot in an Epstein case. Her photographs when she's underage appear with Bill Clinton, P Diddy. Here are some examples. This is her with P Diddy, and there is a comment from her. This is a Facebook post, and she says, I am 14 here. And then another one with Eminem, and this is with Bill Clinton. Eminem better stop talking before he gets selected to be exposed. People say that Rachel Chandler started as a victim and then she was actually helping Epstein to basically. I'm just gonna call it as it is. But let's go through that list, okay, of celebrities that support Kamala Harris. Shall we? So we have Beyonce on top of the list. Beyonce even delivered a speech herself. Speech about nothing, of course, because they're just saying a bunch of big words that they probably don't understand themselves. And they just keep playing on people's emotions until everybody cries. Nobody is proposing solutions. Nobody is actually saying anything of substance, okay, in these speeches. Let's make that clear. The funniest thing is that this was a political rally for Kamala Harris, but people, when they heard that Beyonce is coming, there was a fake hype going on that Beyonce is going to perform at the rally. Okay, so people actually came to see Beyonce sing. They didn't come to see her speak, and they left very disappointed. Okay.
Did you hear about the drama at Kamala Harris's rally in Houston? Fans waited hours, hoping Beyonce would perform, but she didn't sing. Instead of singing, Beyonce endorsed Kamala Harris, speaking passionately about voting, women's rights, and America's future. She urged fans to sing a new song. Crowd, expecting a performance, felt disappointed. Many left early, expressing frustration online about feeling bamboozled by the hype. Would you have stayed or left?
I would not come. That's my answer. But I must say, this election is super entertaining to me. Someone commented, I just don't understand how that was smart with all the talk with her and Jay-Z being involved with Diddy allegedly wanting her to endorse her. She's not smart, you see, someone answered. And another one, wasn't Kamala an ex-prosecutor? Doesn't she know people? Let that sink in. Beyonce trying to get saved from the Diddy list. LOL. Back to the list of celebrities supporting Harris. We have Bad Bunny. We have Leonardo Di Caprio. We have Jennifer Lopez. We have Sarah Jessica Parker. Here is Andy Cohen, Ben Stiller, Anne Hathaway, Billie Eilish, Taylor Swift, Megan Thee Stallion, well, I can never say her name, Stallion, okay, John Legend, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Oprah Winfrey, Kelly Rowland, and so many more. Wait, I have to show you this. Kelly Rowland spoke at Harry's rally as well, and I think she had to fire her stylist after that because look at this.
Houston, we are grabbing back the pen! Get these people on my side, or else you're
This is the best thing that came out of this. Someone commented on the general situation and of involvement of celebrities supporting Kamala. So all the Diddy tapes get confiscated by the FBI, and the next thing all the celebrities come out for Kamala. Coincidence? I think not. They all scared. Panic mode. Anyway, the fact that all these people are in the pictures with P Diddy doesn't mean they should be accused of any crimes, of course. I just thought it would be fun to check who was actually attending the white parties, who was associated with him, and who is supporting Kamala, for the dramatic effect, if you will. Because of course we know very well that Donald Trump, as one of the richest men in the world, was also someone who made appearance at the P Diddy parties. However, a lot of people say that the witch hunt was so bad, was so thorough on Donald Trump, that if there was anything to be found on him, it would have happened a long time ago. They tried every possible trick in the book to stop him from running the first time, and now the second time. Literally every possible trick, even unaliving him. Obviously, I am not an expert on politics. I am not here to advise anyone who to vote for, what will be better for USA and the world, but if you have to pull Beyonce on stage because your own talking, arguments, proposed policies and past experience are so weak, then I assume you should not get a vote to lead a country. The latest news are that Trump's content is being bluntly hidden from YouTube and Google results. If you didn't know it, which is possible given the censorship around it, Trump went on Joe Rogan podcast and did 3-hour non-scripted, non-edited interview. The video on YouTube was gaining about 1 million views per hour for the first 24 hours. Now sitting at almost 40 million views. By the time I publish it, I don't know, somewhere in the moon. But if you try to find it on YouTube, the original video will not appear in the search results.
This is kind of shady. Joe Rogan just posted the Donald Trump podcast on X after saying this. Since there's an issue with searching for this episode on YouTube, here's the full podcast with Trump. He also made the same post on his Instagram saying that there's an issue and that it's difficult to find the podcast in quotes. So by trying to hide it, did YouTube just accidentally get this podcast more exposure? Because this thing already has 36 million views on YouTube. It's now made its way over to Twitter, where not only Joe Rogan has posted it, but Elon has reposted it as well and pinned it to his profile. And on any given day, a one-line tweet from this guy could get 60 million views. This post already has 500,000 views within 16 minutes. Joe also commented under the podcast on Twitter and said that there's still a possibility that Kamala Harris comes on the Joe Rogan podcast for like an hour. He said, for the record, the Harris campaign is not passed on doing the podcast. They offered a day for Tuesday, but I would have to travel to her. They only wanted to do an hour. I strongly feel the best way to do it is in the studio in Austin. Sincere wish is to just have a nice conversation and get to know her as a human being. I really hope we can make it happen. Joe's putting the ball in her court, and I honestly think that whatever decision she makes is gonna make her look bad either way. If she does a sincere, unedited, full hour that she can't script with Joe, it'll probably go worse than the interviews that she's already done. And if she doesn't do it, you know the exact reason why she wouldn't do something like this.
So Kamala wants to be on Rogan too. I beg for it to happen. Let me make a quick prediction. She will say she comes from the middle class.
So I was raised as a middle-class kid.
I grew up a middle-class kid. I grew up a middle-class kid.
You think this is overblown? This is the most recent interview.
What's your message to Michigan voters in terms of the economy? We have auto workers who are being laid off and those who fear that they might be laid off. The average person can't afford groceries or their rent. Recent polls in Michigan show that Michigan voters believe that Donald Trump would do a better job with handling the economy and bringing jobs back. What do you say to that?
Well, let's start with this. I come from the middle class, and I'll never forget where I come from. My mother worked very hard. She, by the time I was a teenager, was able to save up for our first home.
Is being from middle class now a flex somehow? Did I miss something? Anyway, something that happened literally an hour ago when I started researching this episode, Joe Biden called Trump supporters garbage. I can't make this up. This election is like the best reality TV show I've watched ever. You have the mean girls, you have crime, celebrities, gossip, idiots, catfights. It has everything a reality TV requires. Little context, a comedian during his speech in support of Donald Trump said this. This is the same comedian, Tony something, that we quoted at the beginning. Here it is.
It is absolutely wild times. It really, really is. You know, there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
Obviously, some people got pissed off. Imagine someone in America got offended by a joke. So here is the left's response.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I have breaking news for you, Mr. President. You may not have heard this. Just moments ago, Joe Biden stated that our supporters are garbage.
The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters.
Yes, Joe called Trump's voters garbage. How nice. His PR team must have performed a synchronized facepalm of a century. And Trump, in response, dedicated a garbage truck to Joe and Kamala. You cannot make this shit up. Take a look.
150 million people are not garbage. I can tell you who the real garbage is, but we won't say that. I think that the comment made by really both of them, because there are really two of them.
Someone commented, Polish people also want to have the president like him. Another one, oh, his confidence. All that they do to hurt him, he turns it into something great. And that's the way you want a leader to be. He can turn the challenges we face into opportunities. Speaking of voting, did I mention that Elon Musk is giving away $1 million a day to a randomly selected voter? He wants people to go and vote. Doesn't say for whom, but says the voter should support gun laws and so on. Basically insinuating to vote Republican, very mildly insinuating. Now, of course, attorneys from all over the liberal side are trying to shut the sweepstake down. The Economist Times news said, will Elon Musk's $1 million a day lottery shut down by Friday? Here is all you need to know. DA Larry Krasner also said that this sudden announcement of this $1 million giveaway could harm the voting structure in Philadelphia and others in Pennsylvania, something that could end up being a problem for the Democrats and their candidate Kamala Harris, and can give an undue advantage to Donald Trump. Moreover, according to latest poll data, there is already massive political uncertainty around this particular battleground state, as earlier it was being considered a blue wall state, but now it looks like Trump may end up getting an edge here as well. Guys, you literally set your what is it? The ballot bins on fire. I saw that on the news. Jesus. I've never seen anything like this. There are states now that are trying to sue him for bribery. I mean, this weird news is never ending from America. Today, as I am filming this episode, we are 6 days away from the election. I seriously can't wait to see what's gonna happen. I wonder how other Europeans feel about what's going on in the US right now. Let me know in the comments. Also, let me know if you'd like me to do a reaction video to Kamala Harris interviews. I think it would be as fun as reacting to some of the iconic stuff from Joe Biden's speeches. You can see it here. If you haven't already, please subscribe, turn on the notifications, like and share this video to keep up with all Daily Freddo future content. That's all for today. Have a good one.
What do you say to that?
Well, let's start with this. I come from the middle class, and I'll never